Welcome, Crypto Fam, to No One Daily Bitcoin Pod. In today's show, I'll be sharing the latest technical analysis as we bottomed out at 74,420 before the current recovery. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market, as well as breaking news. Pakistan appoints Binance former CEO CZ as their strategic advisor on cryptocurrency. Also, the Bitcoin hash rate tops 1 zettahash in a historic first, according to the latest tracker. We'll also be discussing crypto ETP shed 240 million last week amid the current U.S. trade tariffs. We'll also be discussing McGregor's token creators to refund the bidders after a failed launch. That's right, they didn't even hit their goal of $1 million. I told you guys to stay away from that. We'll also be discussing MicroStrategy halts Bitcoin buys despite a dip below 87 Gs. Actually, the dip was below, in the 74 range. We'll also be discussing if history repeats back in 2020, the market crashed 45%, and a 45% crash from the 109 top would take us down to the 60,000 range before soaring 10x. That's right, a skyrocket 10x from there would take us to 600,000 per coin if history is to rhyme or repeat. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. All this plus so much more in today's show. Welcome everyone to the live stream. Happy Monday. Church is in session here. Biddy taking a breather today, says Harry Balls. We did reclaim 80 after we bottomed out into 74 range, and here we are currently at 78.4. Welcome everyone to the live stream. It's a tri-stream. I'm streaming live on X, Rumble, and YouTube, and I will be streaming over the course of the next couple of hours. Shout out DNA. Appreciate you, brother. Shout out Mark. What up, JV and the fam? I got away for the weekend. Come back to a crash. Bye, bye, bye. That's right. Shout out to the Nippinator, your new chairman of the SEC. Shout out to the Oracle, Harry Balls, and the rest of the fam-a-lam. Welcome, everyone. I'm going to go ahead and check the X feed. You know the routine. Oracle, you're the first one I see reposting the stream, so thank you so much. You put BTFD by that motherfucking dip and watch the #1 Bitcoin pod on the planet. Thank you. Shout out Chris, just said you would repost. Broski, shout out SS #1. There is no second best. That's right. On every weapons test, there's a pretty little bitty going up for Evalora. And let me make sure the stream is pinned. Bada boom. I pinned the stream. There we have it. Stream pinned at the very top. I'm rocking the New York jersey today with the white cap. Again, all comments and quotes to the live stream will get reposted. And if you guys can comment and quote each other's, I can repost even more and even repost it from the secondary account. So thank you guys. Shout out Corey Bowden. What up? Been waiting all day for the on the how, eh? Shalom, everyone. Shout out Sweet Bitty McGee. Welcome to the live stream.
Oh my gosh, it's finally almost here. JV is going to talk to us. Crypto news is near. I can't stand waiting. There is no debating. I waited all day, maybe I need a life, but Bitcoin is all I can think about day and night. Hurry, JV.
Welcome everyone to today's live stream. Bitcoin, hell of volatility from 74 to 80, and here we are sitting at 78.4 at the time of the live stream. Welcome those just joining us. We're in for the ride of our lives here as the tariff trade war continues. Crypto News Alerts is now live. And did you see Trump threatened China if they didn't remove their tariff, they'd get like an additional 50%. It's been wild. Bitcoin will drop more to 50,000. It could. We're going to be discussing all this good stuff. Again, a 45% correction from the top would drive us all the way down to 60. That's precisely what we witnessed after the Novid crash of 2020 when Bitcoin dropped from 9,000 to 4,000 before going on up to 60,000 within 1 year, within 12 months. And the peak of 2021, previous cycle peak, was 69,000. And never in the history of Bitcoin have we dipped under the previous all-time high. Because here we are 5 years later, 4 years later. You know what I mean? So we'll see. About 3 hours ago, Larry Fink said he wouldn't be surprised if there was a 20% more dip of the market. So he is spreading some fear precisely. I'd expect nothing less from the employee of the month Larry Fink. Now, Larry, if you're watching, go home and get your shine box. And this gong strike is for all the bitty baddies and bitty broskies holding it down here at the CNA fam. Greatly appreciate y'all. This gong strike's for you. If you can't stand the vomit, including the bitty ride, then you might not be tall enough for the ride. Well said, Oracle. I got some sats this morning. Congratulations, Mark. You purchased the bottom. Well done. Shout out Jeff Curry. And shout out California Bitcoin Pioneer and Trevor Fay. Appreciate y'all. If the bitty drops to 60, I'll be buying more. I love it. Best crypto news alerts. Thank you, broski. Trevor, join JV and the best for the bitty news. Just reposted everyone, so we should be good to go. Bitcoin, Solana, MicroStrategy, Nvidia, and Tesla says lax guy. S&P 500 is pumping right now. I did see the stock market pumping again. Shortcoin says, JV, we love you. Right back at you, Shortcoin. Love you back. But let's kick off the stream. Let's get into it. If you're new to the channel, important to smash the likes. Go ahead, subscribe, ring that bell. Turn on all notifications. That way you get notified each and every day when I go live. Today is pod episode 1956. I'm your host, JV. It's March 7th, 2025. Hell of a volatility ride for Bitcoiners. Today we bottomed out at 74,420. Happy 420 for the broskies. We recovered 80 and we're currently at 78.3 at the time of the live stream. Let's kick it off with our market watch. As you can see on Coin 360, Bitcoin, nice little recovery from 74. Ether still down 4% on the day, all the way down to 15. We saw it touch in the 14 range earlier. XRP down 5%, trading at $1.90. A lot of the top alts correcting and in the red. Checking out coinmarketcap.com. The current crypto market cap sits just shy of 2.5 trillion. The bitty market cap just above 1.5 trillion. We have 224 billion in volume, which is high, up 222% in the past 24 hours. Bitcoin dominance has been on the climb past couple of days. Currently 62.5%. Ether dominance has been on the decline, all the way down to 7.5%, which is the lowest we have seen it in years. And checking out top 100 crypto gainers past 24 hours. Can't make this shit up, folks. Fartcoin leading the pack. Let her rip, Fartcoin. Up 15% on the day, followed by Hyperliquid, up 8%, followed by Pendle, up 7%. Which alts, if any, are you bullish on for the bull? Holla. And checking out the crypto bubbles, we get a visual perspective starting here on the day. Safe to say, I'd say 60-40, green over red. Zooming out on the weekly, 90-10 red over green. Zooming out on the monthly, very similar, 90-10 red over green. A lot of the alts pretty much wrecked 10, 20, 30, 40%. And checking out the crypto greed and fear index. Today we're back in extreme fear. The silver lining is the lower this number goes, the more likely of a pump. And today we're 23. Yesterday at 34. Last week at 34. And last month a 28 in fear. And checking out the infamous time chain calendar. We have 158,636 blocks into the halving of 2028. We're currently on block number 891,364, and you currently exchange one fiat monopoly dollar for 1,277 sats. So pick up the sats, put down the gats, pick up some Bitcoin caps from my man Sergio over at bitcoincaps.net, holding it down in Bitcoin country. Let's go. And again, welcome everyone. We have close to 500 people already on the stream watching from Cornwall, England. All lines on the bitty. That's what's up, Fairground. I've been ridden wilder rides in all of my market years. Right on. You're used to it then. August 2024 Bitcoin low was 49 G's. August. Okay. And then we were up. Yeah. And rewind. I guess it all depends on what year we're speaking. So yeah, and you got to keep that in mind. We're up literally, tremendous, 50, 60, 70, $30,000 from then. So you already know. How's the weather? Here in Puerto Rico, it's very nice. Lots of sunshine. I'd speculate 90 degrees, probably 85, but it feels like 90 because the sun is out. You can tell from the lighting, it's sunny out here. The Oracle, yes, it's me. If you ever notice it gloomy in the studio, it's because I use natural lighting instead of artificial lighting. The Oracle, yes, it's me. It just jumped on my other account. Right on. And again, welcome those joining us. I'm going to check the X feed again. All comments and quotes will get reposted, and we'll continue with our TA, aka Astrology for the Broskies.
Oh, bring me up, bitty glow. Prize discovery, yeah, let it show. Bang, 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 like a B-52, we built a bitty.
Stacked revolutionary love shack, boo. Stacking sats like it's Max and Stacy.
stacking sats cause tax is crazy. I'm stacking sats cause the IMF hates me. Stacking sats cause the haters don't faze me. No Diddy, no Jay-Z. Stacking the biddy like it's Nipsey and JV. Stacking the biddy like it's paper and Chandy. Stacking BTC like caffeine in my canteen. Life is a game of chess that makes biddies the damn queen. Stacking BTC till they cancel me and I can't stream like Biggie. It was all a dream. Now the biddy has set me free.
Let's biddy up, babe. And speaking of biddying up, shout out Chandy10 and Bring Facts. Saw some exclusive content a little earlier from last night in Northwest Arkansas. The Oracle, I'm all over the place today. Not been a good day for the fairground. 65 degrees and raining for short coin. Nelson Ortiz says, I like the dreaming. Yeah, dreaming's phenomenal. I actually take naps every day like I'm a child. I took a nap right before the stream. I wake up right before the stream, walk Nippinator, shot of espresso, grab me some alkaline water, and here I am. Live and in the flesh. Always a great time to buy. Happy 420 in advance. Like I said, it's almost 420. 418 here in Puerto Rico. This is live and interactive, fam. Let me know where you're tuned in from. We're going to continue with the news. Dive into our TA for the day after the infamous freeze frame. Headline reads, Bitcoin price retakes 80,000 as U.S. stocks avoid Black Monday meltdown. That's right, broskies. Bitcoin sought a relief rally into the April 7th Wall Street Open as U.S. stocks rebounded from a 4% loss. You can see Bitcoin bottomed at precisely 74,420, and I'm not making that up. That's the exact number via Coinbase. Via the hourly chart. Trading views showed the area of around 80,000 forming a focus for Bitcoin after the pair hit a 5-month low. The fallout from the U.S. trade tariff continued to ricochet across the global markets, with Asia stocks closing the day with a considerable loss. At the same time, reports of a potential 90-day pause in the tariffs going live against the background of negotiations, with over 50 U.S. trading partners help pair the losses in the futures markets ahead of the open and allowed the S&P and NASDAQ to avert a Black Monday 1987 style implosion. According to the Kabisi letter, NASDAQ futures were down nearly 7% at their lowest point last night. They also acknowledged the S&P fallen more than 20% from the February all-time high, opening in bear market territory for the first time since 2022. And here's a look at those stocks via the charts, S&P. Now check it. Continuing trading firm QCP Capital called international engagement over the tariffs remarkable, quoting them here. Yes, as the world scrambles to secure a seat at the table, markets are likely to remain on edge. And they also said the president, showing no signs of backing down, remarked that he doesn't want stocks to fall, but sometimes you have to take medicine. And with confidence in the credibility of the U.S. economy hanging in the balance, the coming days could prove too bitter a pill for the global markets and for Trump himself if meaningful progress isn't made before Wednesday. Now, meanwhile, Bitcoin attempted to solidify support in the mid 70,000 range, having come within spitting distance of the old all-time high. And I want to remind you guys, we've never seen Bitcoin go before, basically, after having the following cycle, it's never returned to the previous, below the previous cycle peak high, meaning we have never seen it go back. We shouldn't be anticipating it going back under 69, but we have retraced 45% in 2020. I was studying the charts earlier, and I'll discuss this in a little more details. We dropped 45% from the all-time high, previous cycle. If that were to repeat from 109, the current all-time high, that means we could potentially drop to 60. But the silver lining, after we did drop, post, I call it Novid era in 2020 in March, we dropped to 4,000, and then we soared within 12 months to 60,000. And then by November of 2021, we hit the cycle peak of 69,000. So if history is to repeat, we could potentially drop to 60 before climbing to 600,000, just FYI. And I'll show you what I'm talking about in a little bit. Quoting Glassnode, for now, Bitcoin seems to have found support at 74. This aligns with the first major supply cluster below 80, over 50,000, Bitcoin at 74.2. This level is mostly held by investors who have been active for 5 months, steadily raising their cost basis under 10 of March, after which they remain dormant. They also point out that the lows of 70 was another 175,000 BTC of cost basis clusters. The single largest level within this range was 71.6, holding around 41,000 BTC. The next more substantial support, 69.9, where 68,000 BTC are held. And breaking news, Pakistan, interesting, appoints Binance former CEO CZ as their strategic advisor on crypto. Ultimately, Pakistan's crypto czar is CZ, who had to pay that $4.3 billion fine to the Department of Justice for allegedly, doing some shady business. But nonetheless, that's pretty interesting. And I promised to pull up some of the charts, so check this out. This is pretty mind-boggling. We'll start with the 1 hour and work our way back. This is live chart action Jackson via Coinbase Satisfaction, via TradingView. The 1 hour chart does show we did drop all the way down. Again, 74,420 is the bottom. We recovered to 80, and now we're currently at 78.5. We do have an orange bear target scenario in play at 73,445. Let me know if you think the bottom is in, or you think we're likely to continue correcting amongst the tariff war with the Trumpster and the world here. Zooming out on the 4 hour, we also, as you can see, we had the big red candle down to the 74,420. Then we had a couple of recovery candles, and here we are. We also have a bottom target sitting at 73.4 in the 4 hour chart. Zooming out a little further, taking a look at a daily. The daily chart, you can see big red formation, unfortunately, but nonetheless, we're starting to bounce back. We do have a bull scenario in the red at 113, which would take us back to price discovery. Again, it's currently 1093, which was achieved all the way back in January on Inauguration Day, believe it or not. And we have the bear scenario sitting all the way down at 49, and we also have one just shy of 69. You guys let me know if you think 69 will maintain, or do you think we'll retest the previous cycle all-time high, which we have never dipped below before in the history of Bitcoin? You guys let me know your thoughts. Zooming out a little further, we're going to take a look at a weekly. And the weekly chart still has the 124,000 cup and handle target on the screen. And obviously, we've been trading sideways and correcting the past few weeks. Zooming out a little further, we'll take a look at a monthly. And thus far, April has been disappointing. Since January, it's been downhill, but let's see if we can recover here in Q2, as the month is still early for April before we get that close at the end of the month. But you guys let me know your thoughts, and I'll read your comments out loud before we discuss Bitcoin hash rate hitting a new all-time high, topping 1 zettahash, which is higher than it's ever been before. Bitcoin price follows the hash rate. Last cycle before the halving, not last year, we're higher November 6th than 74 as short coin. CNBC said that the Bitcoin was at its low November 6th of 2024. I guess you gotta, JV, did you see my comment at Fairground? Let me see. Let me scroll up. I missed comments as I'm reading the news, and I only see, I think it shows me like 11 of the most recent comments on screen. But if I look on my phone, I can zoom up. Now I got it pulled up. Let me see. Okay, hey fam, bring facts on the way to the Devil's Den right now, but still have internet for now, so tuned in. And Fax is driving, so he can't talk. Shout out Fax. But it is sunny and pretty and Batman, that's right. I've never seen Fax and Batman at the same room at the same time. Stay safe out there at the Devil's Den, Chandy. And thank you for the heads up. Good to hear. Plug into the Discord. That's right. We do have a Discord. Make sure you guys are following Chandy as well. Chandy 10 Music for the #1 Bitcoin music, such as jams like Stack and Sats, like this.
Let's video, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Auto house strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold 'em.
Yeah, we're holding, never folding.
I've always been a rapper, honky cracker, but now I'm a pastor,
Bitcoin stacker.
Now I'm a master of the Bitcoin standard. Hit 'em up faster than the
Bitcoin panda.
You can't touch me with your shitcoin flow.
Like, do you even Bitcoin, bruh? Let me know. Welcome to the Bitcoin show.
Now listen up closely, low-key, stacking BTC like Satoshis.
In El Salvador with Nipsey's Broskies. Let's go. Chart looks good on the monthly too. The Oracle points out. Yeah, the higher time frames, charts looking better than zoomed in. Looks like 900 people already on the stream. And reminder again, fam, the greatest thing you can do to help support us, and it's free to do so, simply visit our X account and just hit the repost button if you're too lazy to comment or quote. If you have the patience to drop a quick comment and say, this is the best stream ever, JV so sexy, go JV and Nipsey, just hit the repost button. The minimum you can do, and it helps out tremendously. It's how we hack the algorithm and get thousands of people on the stream, because it allows everyone else to repost your comments and quotes, including myself. And that's how we hack the algorithm. So if you don't know, now you know. Thank you guys. I see the numbers going up in real time. Much appreciated. I guess it was 74. I thought it was higher. Right on. But yeah, back in the 70s, it's crazy. I woke up in the middle of the night and I saw we were like at 75,000. I'm like, whoa. Gnarly, dude. It was totally gnarly, man. Yeah, March of 2024, 74, just before the halving. The Oracle, yes, up, trending is good. All good in the hood. But let's continue with the news, fam. Next headline of the day. Let's see. Bitcoin, the silver lining here, though we just corrected to like a multi-month low, the hash rate just broke out and hit a zeta hash or zeta hash. I don't know how I even pronounce it because the number is so huge. I don't think I've ever pronounced that number before. But nonetheless, good sign for the network. The Bitcoin network hash rate topped 1 zettahash per second for the first time in Bitcoin's 16-year history. Congratulations, pretty little bitty going up forever, Laura. According to several blockchain data sources, the Bitcoin hash rate crossed the milestone. It was actually April 5th at the peak, 1.025 zettahashes per second. According to Mempool space data, while the Bitcoin frame data said it hit 1.02 zettahashes per second the day earlier. Data from CoinWars says the Bitcoin hash rate soared to as high as 1.1 zettahash per second April 4th at block height 890, 915. However, the same data indicates that the Bitcoin first crossed 1 zettahash on March 24th. Excuse me. The differences result from the varying approaches used to calculate the hash, such as when the block times and difficulty adjustments are measured, where the Bitcoin nodes and miner pools are used to pull the data from more and more. Bitcoin cypherpunk Jameson Lopp also previously pointed out that estimating the Bitcoin hash rate with one trailing block as opposed to 5 can result in a difference of over 0.04 zettahashes per second. Quoting him here, viewing the raw hash rate metric can be deceiving due to the random variations of the block times. So there you have it. But despite the discrepancies, the feature highlights the massive amount of computational power and increasing decentralization of the Biddy network, making it more secure than ever and significantly reducing the likelihood of a 51% attack. That's another silver lining. The network has never been as secure as it currently is. The Bitcoin network reported a rise of 1 zettahash per second, equivalent to 1,000 exahashes per second, marking a 1,000x increase since late January of 2016. Literally 2 halvings ago, when the Bitcoin first hit 1 exahash per second for the first time. The second largest proof of work crypto network is Litecoin, currently boasts a hash rate of almost 2.5 petahashes per second, and making it around 40,000 times less computationally powerful than the pretty little bitty going up forever Laura. And as Pierre shares, the Bitcoin mining hash rate is rapidly approaching 1 zettahash, and we officially hit the top. Now, he also noted there's a huge rise in hash rate coinciding with the more commercial Bitcoin mining firms competing to solve the bitty blocks of the recent years. Quoting him here, miners are doubling down, expanding sites and plugging in to more efficient machines. Marathon Holdings is the largest Biddy miner with more than 50 exahashes per second of computational power, with the largest share of the hash rate channeled to the Bitcoin mining pools Foundry, USA Pool, and Ant Pool, according to the hash rate index. And at least 24 publicly listed Biddy companies have machines set up to mine the Biddy. And amongst the other large miners contributing to the hash rate are Riot Platforms, Core Scientific, CleanSpark, and Hut 8, which recently just formed a strategic partnership with the Trump family. Now, the Bitcoin hash rate soars as the Bitcoin plummets on recession fears. Again, the silver lining, and quoting Max Kaiser, the Bitcoin price follows the hash rate. So even though the fiat equivalent is sinking, the bright picture here is it's only a matter of time before we recapture all-time highs, especially considering it's the year preceding the halving. I do not think the cycle peak is in at 109, because typically we rise 5, 10, 20x post-halving, and this halving we rose 0.2%, which is practically nothing, and then we just plummeted with this correction. Yeah, I mean, and obviously we decoupled from the stock market for a couple of days, and then I think there was just a delayed reaction and we're probably coupled again. But now the stocks are rising, maybe the entire market of crypto will start rising once again. You guys let me know your thoughts and I'll read your comments out loud. Oracle says it was the new all-time high. To be honest, I can't technically see why the Bitcoin goes to 69 as the broken high, which has now been filled 73. Bye. What up? Everyone should run a node. That's right. If everyone runs a node, it makes the network that much more secure. And also you have privacy and you can verify your own transactions on the blockchain. If you want to become the Bitcoin, run a node and become one with the Bitcoin network. I've been seeing Hashrate hitting a lot of blocks. You already know they're going to be scaling up. Their goal is to become the biggest miner and make America the Bitcoin mining hub of the world, which Trump pronounced when he spoke in Nashville. Remember, we're going to make America the Bitcoin mining hub of the world. That's what he said, at least. The notorious Broski JV. The notorious Broski JV. My notorious Broski, Sergio. Cheers, brother. Appreciate you. Just hit you with a repost. He's the one we get our custom caps from, by the way. He makes all the caps for Bukele, Max Kaiser, JV, and the rest of the Biddy fam. Shout out, Adam. Appreciate you tuned in, brother. Let's go. Just hit you with a repost. Got you, my man. Shout out to Husker Doc. Respect. Pin the stream. Bitcoin's doing just fine. Pretty little Biddy looking pretty as ever, I dare say. That's what's up. Thank you, guys. We aren't coupled yet with the S&P. We aren't dropping nearly as fast as they are and not as volatile either.
In El Salvador with my Bitcoin broskies, raising up the biddy like Gohan, living in a huddle house, we're not the pawns.
Let's biddy up, babe.
Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Huddle house strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold 'em.
Yeah, we're holding, never folding.
Bitcoin's dripping like a new Scottie Pippen 80 G's. We're royalty, biddy kings and queens, manifesting the kingdom that's finally come.
Playing chess moves. Checkmate, we won. And speaking of chess, I woke up from my nap, walked Nippinator, get ready for the stream, brush my teeth, threw some water on my face, and I played a game of chess. That's why I was 5 minutes late here today. And I got the V. It made me feel like $1 million. It's crazy. One chess match. But it was good.
Playing chess moves, checkmate, we won.
We're raising the roof in El Salvador. Freedom flows, IMF can't hold us no more.
Stacking BTC like Nip versus the SEC. Stacking the Biddy like Nippinator versus Gary G. How you like that? The Oracle, hi, how you doing? I hope the weather is improving. I just ordered a new SSD 2 terabyte for my full Bitcoin node. That's what's up. My node also has a 2 terabyte. Smart move there. I now have run a prune node. What makes it a prune node? Since I didn't have the space for a full node. Yeah, what does prune node mean? Ahoy JV and a pirate crew, holo the helm, hodl the helm, the quarter deck, repel, all borders, Nippinator secretly buying the dip. The never reposting the stream guilt finally got me. Good, it's working. Nippinator! You guys are awesome, by the way. The difference between you guys reposting the stream is the difference between only having 100 people or having 2,000 people on the stream. And right now we're at 1,100 collectively on the 3 platforms. Majority of you guys coming from X. So the algorithm, we know how to hack it. And it works effectively every show on X. Unfortunately, on YouTube, we don't get enough likes. We got to hit like 100 likes within so many minutes or the algorithm shows you no love. It's ironic that our streams on YouTube are only getting a couple of thousand views. And 5 years ago, we had episodes getting 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views. No cap. You can go look it up. So we went from getting 20, 30, 40, 50,000 views per episode on YouTube to getting shadow banned and nobody sees it. Hence, we're lucky and grateful we're on X and Rumble so we can make up for the losses because YouTube sucks a donkey D. I'm just saying, sucks donkey D. I just reposted the repost. Thank you, Oracle. Chris says a prune node is a type of the Bitcoin full node, provides a middle ground between running a full archival node and a light node. Thank you for the knowledge there. These nodes only store part of the blockchain. So I understand. So you're not going to have the entire blockchain downloaded. My question is, why not just download the entire blockchain? Because you have a 2 terabyte drive. Am I missing something? Who pays you the most to stream? to be quite honest, YouTube. My YouTube check, my last one I got delivered a few days ago was $1,500 for the month. Obviously, it's not chump change, but kind of is at the same time. Yeah, I mean, X, I don't think they even pay me to stream because my X checks, or not even checks, they get direct deposited. It's like they pay me $12. So X pays me virtually nothing, but that's where the bulk of our audience is. YouTube pays higher, but it's like they cap you out, shadow ban you, and you just can't get higher. The highest I've got my YouTube income was like $5,000, and then I got terminated, and I had to start all over again. And that has happened like 5 times. So anytime I get 3, 4, 5 grand, and it's like, wow, things are great, terminate the account, start all over again, and build from scratch. And it feels virtually impossible to grow. But welcome to YouTube. You know what I mean? So YouTube is very difficult to build unless you're a sellout and you're promoting the transgender or one of the agendas of the lizard people. And you know what I mean? If I was pushing some of that shit, I guarantee you I wouldn't get terminated and shadow banned, and I would continuously grow. But I'm unwilling to sell out, and apparently is what it is. I don't know what else to say. Figured out I went the wrong route, so I got with JV and the Biddy fam and went all out. But to keep it 100, as far as revenue sources, the majority of my revenue comes from Spotify and iTunes because people download the episodes from the podcasting platforms, and I get paid ad revenue, which makes my YouTube look ridiculous. That's why I'm not dependent upon YouTube, and I can give 2 fucks about YouTube at this point. I don't care. They can cancel me tomorrow. I just say, F you, YouTube. I'll talk my shit, don't get me wrong, but it's not going to impact my life in any way, shape, or form. That's why you got Uncensored JV on YouTube now. I just don't care. And they not like us. 3, 4, 5, time to bail. Running several nodes and a couple of miners. I just want to be able to make like 1,000 off the tube. It's a great goal, and there's a lot of ways to do that with a small audience, but it's not going to come from YouTube ads. It's going to come from selling merch. It's going to come from Patreon. There's a lot of ways to monetize. Don't get it twisted. But it's extremely difficult to make money on YouTube ads unless you have a massive audience and or you're a sellout. That's my experience. It could just be the niche that I'm in here in crypto. I don't know. But yeah, it's a grind. I got 4 YouTube channels, can't even monetize. I keep going like every real bunny. Yeah, exactly. Energizer Bunny ain't got shit on me. JV and Drag. Yeah, man. You know what I mean? And also sponsorships is you can make money quick. Like if I wanted to make 50 grand this month, I could effortlessly do it. All I have to do is respond to all the email offers to promote the meme coins, and each person will give me like 5 to 10 grand to promote their shitcoin, and I can kill it. Potentially make 100 grand a month. But I refuse to sell out, and I'd rather not make money versus sell out and push shit I don't believe in. But that's the industry, man. It's crazy as that sounds. There's no shortage of people wanting you to push their shit coins, and they pay big bucks for that because they make big bucks when suckers buy their shit. Yeah, I mean? So sponsorships, you can make big bucks. Yeah, I mean, previous cycles, I had a couple of, long-term sponsors with contracts, and I did pretty well. But those companies are no longer around. So what are you going to do? JV and Drag, right? Money or integrity? I'll take the latter. Yeah, exactly. Jacob's ladder, please. But here we go. 1,300 people on the stream. Let's continue with the news. Next story of the day, broskies. Let's discuss the Bitcoin ETPs, the exchange-traded products. That's right. Crypto ETP shed $240 million last week amid the U.S. trade tariffs. Crypto exchange-traded products saw renewed outflows last week with $240 million, and investor capital pulled, according to the April 7th report. The outflows reversed 2 consecutive weeks of inflows that total $870 million, leaving the total digital asset ETP holdings at about $133 billion. The new outflows likely reflect investor caution in response to the global trade tariffs imposed by the U.S. and concerns over their potential threat to the global economic growth. CoinShares head of research, James Butterfill, shared, not to be confused with Butterbean. Bitcoin ETPs led the downturn, 207 million of the weekly outflows, and as a result, monthly flows turned negative for the first time in the year, with 138 million in net outflows over the past month. And despite the monthly outflows turning red, the Bitcoin ETPs still maintain a significant amount of inflows year to date, totaling 1.3 billion. As outlined right here, Bitcoin leading the pack, followed by Ethereum, multi-asset Solana, XRP, Sui, and Litecoin. Check it. Grayscale leads the ETP outflows. That's right. Crypto ETPs by major crypto investment firm Grayscale led the losses amongst issuers last week, with 95 million withdrawn from its products. Grayscale's year-to-date outflows now stand at 1.4 billion. Damn, the highest amongst all the ETP providers. At one point, Grayscale was like the largest holder of Bitcoin. They had like over 600,000 Bitcoin, and then they just been outflows after outflows since the ETS went live when they converted their product from a trust, Grayscale Bitcoin Trust, to the ETF, ironic enough. And now, what's its name? BlackRock, the largest asset manager, is the one crushing it the most, over 50 billion worth of inflows since they launched. Speaking of BlackRock, they still maintain 3.2 billion year-to-date inflows after seeing 56 million in outflows last week. Also, crypto ETPs by ProShares and ARK Invest are the only two other major issuers that still have inflows year-to-date, mounting to almost 400 million and 146 million respectively. And if you don't know, now you know, broskies. Welcome everyone to the live stream. 207 million of the biddy. Not even a scratch. Could be worse with the biddy. Become a member of the channel. That's right. You can support us that way as well. Become a member of the HODL Gang for less than 10 cents a day. It's $2.97 a month for those that can swing it and want to support the stream. Nipinator, thanks you in advance. Thank you, guys.
Stacking BTC like Tate versus the BBC. Stacking the biddy like BTC OGs. Stacking BTC on Lightning with no fees. Stacking BTC like Snoop Dogg rolls weed. Stacking BTC like Scarface with a nosebleed. Stacking BTC like Shinobi, nobody knows me. Stacking BTC like everyone owes me. Stacking BTC like Max and John McAfee. Stacking BTC, accumulating sats so rapidly, so happily. Stacking BTC so casually, no casualties of galaxies around Earth. Fallacies. Stacking BTC on a flat earth with no gravity. Stacking BTC cause Bitcoin is your majesty.
Let's biddy up, babe. Let's go. Who holds the most biddies? Satoshi at 1.1 million with 20,000 wallets. That has never moved. Well, I'd say the top contender that comes to my mind is Max and Stacy. Bitcoin OGs. He officially announced becoming a Bitcoin millionaire in 2013 via the Kaiser Report. And if you run the math, I mean, the guy was gifting people thousands of Bitcoin back when they used to use paper wallets, from, what's his name? Offered Alex Jones 10,000 Bitcoin, Russell Brand, and many others. He said he would just walk around and hand people thousands of Bitcoins. That was back when it was probably just a couple of dollars a coin. Back in that era. So I dare say Max may have as much Bitcoin as Satoshi's wallets. Obviously, I'm speculating because I'm sure he lost it all in a boating accident, but you see my drift. Who else is a contender at that level? I don't know. Maybe a Jack Dorsey, potentially. I don't know. JV, are your own personal Bitcoin targets the same as Max Kaiser still holds over 500,000 Bitcoin in multiple wallets, says Brian Reed? Yeah, I think I am just going to ignore the stock market. Yeah, if I was to speculate, I'd say single human being or couple, Max Stacy, probably have the most. Probably. Yeah, I mean, obviously I can never confirm that. I'm just speculating. But company-wise, BlackRock owns the most, right? I think over 600,000 Bitcoin. And then we have the Giga Chad Michael Saylor's company. Now has an insane amount of Bitcoin as well. But they're companies, and those Bitcoin belong to a collective. That's why I say individual-wise, I look to the high priest. Who else? Biddy taking a baiting. Is that what you call it? We're back in a green, broski. 79 G's, baby. Michael Saylor holds over 100,000 Bitcoin personally. Yeah, I'd bet a lot of money Max and Stacy have way more than 100,000 Bitcoin personally. Same as your own projections you had, or have they changed? Oh, Thus far, my price targets remain intact for the cycle. The volatility has not shifted anything. My bear scenario for this year is 222 bear, hence bear. Base case 420 for the broskies. Bull scenario 1.1 million. Now there's also the prospect we fall into an extended cycle and we just continue going up each year instead of having a massive bear market. But time will tell and reflect that. There's a lot of opinions and they're like bungholes. Everyone has one, including each and every one of you. So just note, I don't have a crystal ball and nothing I share on my stream is financial advice. Everything I say, take with a grain of salt. 1 million cycle peak, 225 bear scenario from our Oracle. Biddy going up again, baby. Yeah, we just surpassed 79. Let's get back above 80 so we can play the 80 Gs. Don't worry, JV. They're secure where they're at. They are not lost. I think I might something further before rocking into the moon. Satoshi still holds more Bitcoin than any other individual in the world. Well, that's an opinion. What if an individual has multiple wallets and was an early stacker? Nobody would know. Over 20,000 wallets. Yeah, I think every block reward went into a new wallet and a new wallet and a new wallet. Smash the likes for the #1 Bitcoin pod. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate it, brother. I'm going to check the X feed again. Remember, all comments and quotes will get reposted. Let's see what we're up to. 1,400 people on the stream. 20 hearts, 22 reposts. Appreciate all the love. You're going to notice it pinned at the very top. And let's continue with Biddy News. Bitcoin may go up slower rate from here on out, but without the winters. Satoshi is my goal. That's a hell of a goal. Everyone's best friend right now is the dollar cost average in DCA, baby. But yeah, next story of the day, broskies. Conor McGregor coin, I warned you, it launched yesterday, and I said I wouldn't touch it with a 10-foot pole, and I expressed why you should stay away from it. Well, headline today, Conor McGregor's token creators to refund bidders after a failed launch. Womp womp. Investors who bid on the real token promoted by former UF champ McGregor will receive a full refund after the project failed to even raise 1 million minimum requirement. That's pretty sad, but I'm proud of you guys for not supporting the bullshit. Quoting them here, we need to be real. We didn't hit our minimum raise. The developers of the real token shared, Real World Gaming said in the April 6th post, all bids will be refunded in full. And you know what? I respect that. Give the people their money back. It was a failed project from the start. This is not the end, though, they said. The team only managed to raise $392,000 in USDC over a 28-hour pre-sale, April 5th and 6th, less than half of the minimum required. And that's with Conor McGregor tweeting about it, telling everyone this is going to be the next big game changer in crypto. I called bullshit, and I'm proud of that call because I was obviously right. The public sale of the 60 million real tokens, 3% of the total 2 billion real supply, initially targeted a fully diluted value of 120 million with a sealed bid auction starting at 6 cents per token. Only 668 participants were involved. That's an epic fail when you got Hawk Tuah Girl having more successful launches than Conor McGregor. McGregor, the UFC fighter turned entrepreneur and Ireland political candidate. He claims he's going to run for president in Ireland. Initially claimed his token would be more legitimate than any other celebrity endorsed token with frequency resulted in which, obviously there's rug pulls every launch. This is quoting him. This isn't some celebrity endorsed bullshit token. It's a real game changer that will improve the crypto ecosystem as well as make real change in the world. So much for that real change in the world. Here's a message from Conor himself.
It's red panty night when you sanctify me, eh? Back at home with your wife.
It's a celebration. I mean, you can't make this shit up. He literally tweeted, ladies and gentlemen, this is real.
It's a celebration. People are always saying about the talk, and I talk, and I talk, and I talk, but guess fucking what? I back it up.
He backs it up, though. The real token launched in the middle of a sharp market downturn. I'm sure that didn't help him. With Bitcoin falling, while the U.S. stocks saw an estimated $6.6 trillion in losses, April 3rd and 4th, the largest two-day loss ever as Trump's tariff plans continue to raise recession fears. Meanwhile, meme coins have also been cooling off since the launch of the official Trump meme coin, January 18th of 2025, as well as the Libra token scandal involving President Javier Milei in Argentina in late February also exacerbated the downwards trend. The once 100 billion meme coin market has now fallen below 44 billion and is down 13% over the last 24 hours. Here's my speculation. I think more and more celebrities will continue to launch more meme tokens now that the SEC and regulators have deemed that they're not unregistered securities. So if the Hawk Tuah girl can get away with the rug pull, why wouldn't endless celebrities continue to do the same thing, pillaging the crypto market? But there you have it. Again, I'm proud of you guys for not supporting the bullshit. And if you don't support it, we see less of the bullshit in the markets. 100% says Adam. What the frick does punch drunk Conor McGregor know about crypto? Nothing. I'll give it to him. He knows about fighting, but obviously he doesn't know nothing, and maybe whiskey, but he doesn't know nothing about crypto. Good sign when a meme coin didn't get support. People are starting to figure it out. Most meme coins are rug pulls in the waiting. Exactly. Even if they guarantee it won't be a rug pull, red flag, and people are highly skeptical to only have a few hundred supporters when you have a brand such as McGregor, which is global. It transcends all of MMA and combat sports. One of the biggest, if not the biggest, right? So you would think with McGregor tweeting it, millions of people would FOMO or ape in, but they knew better. You know what I mean? You can thank Javier Milei and Trump. They're learning their lessons. Nipponator indicator. Wow, 79 G's. We're almost recapturing 80 here. Hope everyone's having a fantastic day. E-generate. Word up. Trump rode his own wave, but Connor was riding a 27 on the fear and greed index. Precisely. Back at your hole with your wife. It's a celebration. My McGregor impersonation for you. Keep the comments flowing, fam. Over 1,500 people on the live stream. The stock market crash has made people realize the Biddy is a great store of value. There you go. All right, next story of the day. We'll discuss the latest from Saylor. And then we'll discuss, a silver lining that if we do repeat the 2020 cycle and we drop a collective of 45% from the top, which would mean a 60,000 bottom, that we can ascend 10x, potentially hitting 600,000. But first, MicroStrategy halts Bitcoin buys despite a dip below 77. I don't know why it says 87. Maybe that's a typo. We know we just tapped 74,420 here this morning. But yeah, MicroStrategy's firm Strategy, the world's largest publicly listed corporate holder of the Biddy, did not add to its Bitcoin holdings last week as Bitcoin price has now bottomed out at 74,420. My thinking is he's probably buying behind the scenes and hasn't announced it yet, but that's just my thinking. Let me know your thoughts. In a filing with the US SEC April 7th, Strategy announced it made no Bitcoin purchases during the week of March 31st to April 6th, so they didn't pull the trigger for this week. The decision followed a week of heightened market volatility, with Bitcoin surging as high as 87,000 April 2nd after starting the week around 82, according to CoinGecko. Maybe he anticipated a further dip, and it was just a strategic decision, considering we dropped significantly from there. Bitcoin fell below 80 April 6, a significant discount from the average price of Strategy's previous 22,000 Bitcoin purchase, which was its most recent, which they announced on March 31st. In the period from March 31st to April 6th, Strategy also did not sell any shares of their Class A common stock, which it tends to use for financing the Bitcoin buys, according to the filing. And as of April 7th, Strategy held an aggregate amount of 528,000 Bitcoin bought for $35 billion at an average price of 67,458 per BTC. Quoting Strategy B's report here, our unrealized loss on digital assets for the quarter ended March 31st, 2025 was $5.91 billion, which we expect will result in a net loss for the quarter ended March 31st, 2025, partially offset by a related income tax benefit of $1.69 billion. Bitcoin is the most volatile because it is the most useful. And while Strategy avoided buying Bitcoin last week, their co-founder Mikey Saylor, the Giga Chad, continued posting about the crypto asset superiority on social media. Quoting him here, Bitcoin is the most volatile because it's the most useful, Saylor wrote on a post soon after Bitcoin tumbled from the intra-week high of 87 on April 2nd to below 82, following the tariff announcement by the POTUS, the Trumpster. And quoting Saylor, Bitcoin is the most volatile because it is the most useful. Today's market reaction to the tariffs is a reminder inflation is just a tip of the iceberg. Capital faces dilution from taxes, regulation, competition, obsolescence, and unforeseen events. Bitcoin offers resilience in a world full of the hidden risk risk. And if you don't know, now you know. Bitty broskies. Welcome, everyone, joining the live stream. We're about to dive into our feature story of the day. But before we do, drop some comments and I'll read them out loud. The stock market crash has made people realize Bitcoin is a great store of value. Nippinator indicator. Let's go, Biddy. Timing is everything. Just ask any woman. Nippinator on the move, baby. That's right. Nippinator is doing the damn thing.
On the door, baby, never let it fade. Huddle how strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding.
Bitcoin glow, stack it up, let it show. Price discovery, patience, game on, let's go. Biddy up, Roger out. We're changing the world, there's no doubt.
Michael Saylor won't stop buying the Biddy until he has 1 million Bitcoins. I dare say, regardless of how many he achieves, he's always going to continue to buy because that's the only strategy. Buy Bitcoin, hodl. Buy, 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 hodl. Nippinator, shaking it large. That's right. Large and in charge, Nippinator. Been busy as hell. Bought more today. Shit out squirrel bait. And rest in peace, Peanut. Speaking of squirrels, this gong strike is in memory of Peanut. And let's throw in Fred the raccoon. Nip gave us a small indicator. No, markets are not closed, I don't think. Correct me if I'm wrong, but it's not even 5 o'clock yet. It's 4:57 here, maybe closing here soon. JV, did you end up buying a new car? No. I was just showing that off because it was a special G-Wagon I've never seen before, so I posted it. I didn't buy that. That car with taxes is about $700,000. Unless I was a billionaire, I probably wouldn't spend $700,000 on a car. But I am planning to buy a new whip. But it'll probably be maybe later in this year, or if not this year, next year, because I don't need a new car. My old car is working just fine, but I do plan on buying a new Range Rover, but I didn't pull the trigger yet. Range Rover's like, if you get it fully loaded, maybe 150. I'm not going to ever spend, I don't think I'd ever put 700 grand into any vehicle unless it wasn't a car, if it flew or something, like a jet. I don't know, just saying. But no, I'd never bought that car that I was showing off. It was just in the showroom, and it had like the Bitcoin orange color, and it reminded me of the Bitcoin logo, and it wasn't even Bitcoin. It was just a special G-Wagon model that's very rare. I've never seen it before. But you guys saw the photo. It was pretty lit. But yeah, that's about a 700 grand vehicle. Pretty wild. The media thinks 5,000 swings in Bitcoin are a big deal. It's nothing for the Biddy. Volatility equals a life force. That's right. That's right. But yeah, if you find me in the Bitcoin G-Wagon, you can speculate I may be a billionaire. But until then, Range Rover's nice. I like the old Land Rover. Yeah, I love the Range Rover. I don't know what it is. The new model. It's a very common car here in Puerto Rico, and people have plenty of money. I see it all the time, and I'm just like, I need that car in my life. It's so sexy. The bottom is in. Run the Biddy run like a young Forrest Gump. Life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. My mama told me. But, yeah, man. Would you guys ever buy, let's hypothetically say, $1 million car? And if so, what would your net worth have to be for you to justify it? I'm curious. Panda the Prophet says CNA is live. Come check out what's happening with the crypto. Thank you, broski. Just hit you with a repost. Unfortunately, I have to buy my daughter a car. It's going to be a beater. Hey, first car, probably a good idea. Because I was thinking about this as well. Like, the only way to gain driving skill is through experience, years of driving. And just imagine how little skill we had when we first got our license. Oh my God. Yeah, I mean, so my first car I saved up working McDonald's. It was about a $1,500 purchase. I'm speculating because I don't remember. It was so long ago, but it was a Geo Metro 3-cylinder. That's right. My first car was a 3-cylinder. I've shared the story once before. Whenever I'd cross the highway, like US Highway 19, in Florida, I'd have to shut the air condition off because it gave the car a little extra pep. Because if I kept the AC cranking while crossing the street, I felt like I didn't have enough pep and I would have got hit. It was that bad. 3-cylinder Geo Metro, but it was in pristine condition. It was in good shape, no accidents. But yeah, that was my first learning experience driving. And then when I gained some confidence, I saved up some money, I got myself a nicer whip. Ram, right on. You gonna get her like a big Ram truck? That's what's up. My daughter, I guess, doesn't start driving. I don't know if it's 16 or 17 here in Puerto Rico, but she's still got a few years left. Today, Toyota is good enough for me, even as a billionaire. Right on, Chuck Murphy. Like Bankman-Fried, he was driving a Corolla. He was the richest man in crypto at one point, maybe minus CZ, I don't know. My first car caught a commercial garage on fire? No way. When the guy was welding underneath. I still want the 72 Mustang. Oh my God, JV, that was my first car? No way. You had the mint green, I had the baby blue. Like the Carolina baby blue, like Jordan's jersey color. I had the baby blue Geo Metro 3-cylinder, baby. Yeah. I was so proud of myself with that whip. I'm like, I bought my own car. It was like an accomplishment. My son has had 3 cars. The first one was an Acura. He got hit. Now, Acuras are very nice cars, but symbology-wise, I don't like it because it's the Freemasonry sign. Very clearly, right? Acura is the compass of the Freemasonry. They make it too obvious. Subarus are nice as well. I'd rather live on a yacht. I could never live on a yacht. Too much motion. Get a Russian car when you got what is that? Lift the whole body. Get a 2-cylinder. Do they have 2 cylinders? Good Lord. Moon Girl loved that car. Which car did you love, Moon Girl? The mint green Geo. Maybe I got to bring it back. Maybe I'll buy a Geo Metro here with 0.001 Bitcoin. I don't know. But shit, we just hit the top of the hour. So let's dive into our feature story of the day. And then we'll continue with our Q&A, fam. Shit's getting real. Get a real car. Get a Hellcat. Hellcat, eh? Who makes the Hellcat? I had a Pinto. The transmission fell out in my driveway. Holy shit. How does that even happen? Oh my God. But yeah, just being a kid and having a car is like, I mean, don't matter what kind of car it is. Just having the freedom to be able to go with your friends and drive on your own is a big deal. We got some updated photos of Big Mike. It's just random. Big Mike doing his thing. So yeah, for those that didn't know, there's Big Mike before he transitioned. Yeah, I mean, without the wig, without the makeup. But yeah, Brock's boyfriend. I mean, it's so obvious. I've known about this for at least 10 years. But some people are just figuring it out now that there's a transgender agenda hidden in plain sight. But she's so beautiful, JV. There's no way. How'd they have children? Oh, people can't fake having children and adopt them. Okay. Hey, fam. Not that bad a day considering. Has anybody heard about the FUD from the Bloomberg analysts? Who cares, Bloomberg? 10,000? Hell, let the system crash. If Bitcoin touched 10,000, we'll probably be at 1 million within 24 hours because of Michael Saylor. The Hellcat is made by Doge. Is it Doge or Doge? Big Mike in the building. Doge. Now it feels weird saying Dodge, because I'm so used to saying Doge. Is it spelt the same, Doge and Dodge? Hit the likes. That's right. Yeah, we would just all buy the hell out of Bitcoin at 10,000. Shit, I'll mortgage my house. I own it free and clear. At 10,000, I'll get the mortgage, right? I won't own it no more. I'll be able to buy, a hell of a lot of Bitcoin. At 10,000 a coin, that means for 100 grand, you get 10. I'd buy 100 Bitcoin. I'd trade my house. Deal. And how many others would do the same thing? Sell whatever you had access to and buy Bitcoin. So that's why it won't hit 10,000. But if it did, I'd count my blessings because my portfolio would raise 100 Bitcoin. Sure. Try me. Dodge, not the same. Yeah, I know. It looks the same. I guess it's one letter difference. But anyways, let's dive into our feature story of the day. Big Mike got me all distracted. That mofo. All right. After the infamous freeze frame. All right, now for our featured story of the day. If Bitcoin were to repeat the previous cycle, that means we can potentially drop down to $60,000, hence a 65% crash from the top before soaring 10x, so potentially hit 600,000, if not 2025, then by late 2026. So here's a post that caught my attention by Luke Broyles. And I'm going to read it for you. You should be able to see this on your screen. He wrote this on X. 5 years ago, we had a stock market crisis in 2020. That was post-Novid. Bitcoin fell 40% in one day. One day, I remind you. So what's a 5% correction? People panicking when we have dropped 40% in a single day and a total of 25% collectively. The S&P 500 fell almost 10% on that same day. Bitcoin bottomed at 4,000. I know what I did. I made one of my larger, Bitcoin purchases. I believe I had like 20 grand cash sitting around and I bought 5 Bitcoin for 4 grand. What did you guys do post COVID crash? Let me know. Then it went up 17x in the rebound from the crisis as we printed money. Pretty little money printer go. Brr. Now, if Bitcoin falls 45% from the top and does a 10x in a similar time frame, we'd see a $600,000 biddy in late 2026, which obviously next year. I don't care if Bitcoin is 50,000 or 600,000 next year. It is lower risk and more humanitarian than corporate paper. I agree with that. And if you're more worried about your Bitcoins being worth more or less next year than the 10 million going to die from inefficiency in the next year, you and I aren't in the same mission. Stocks had a higher human cost, less upside, and higher downside risk in time frames over 2 years. No matter what the prices do, I expect the S&P 500 to fall 80% against Bitcoin in the next 5 years. Let me know if you agree or disagree with that. I also suspect in 5 years, 60,000 will sound as cheap as 4,000. And most will forget the pain of April 2025, like most forgot March of 2020. My only fear is for those with sub 5% exposure, which is for basically everyone I know besides me. The deeper this market crash, the more terrifying the big print in the next 18 months. And as you can see, the chart says it all. You can see the March 12th, 2020 post-Novid outbreak economic shutdown, the big red taking us down 40% in a single day for a collective drop of 65% from the top. And then we resurrected and bada boom, we bought some biddies and pretty little bitty been doing its thing. Do you think history is likely to repeat? Let me know your thoughts. I'm also going to pull up the X account of the high priest, the one and only Max Kaiser. And let's see some of his most recent posts here. Shout out CUBO over there in El Salvador. Obviously, they've been teaching kids. The education is phenomenal out there, teaching people about the biddy. Also, the Bitcoin office continues to buying the dippity dip. Their holdings of El Salvador is now 6,140 BTC, valued at roughly $481 million. They purchased 8 Bitcoin in the past 7 days, and they purchased 36 Bitcoin in the past 30 days. I personally love that they, allow us to see exactly what they're doing, and it's all public. This is back at around the 1987 stock market crash, and this is a classic Max Kaiser clip. Stacy reminds us in El Salvador, you can just experience freedom. It is insane. You verify for yourself. Visit El Salvador. Freedom country. And definitely one of my favorite places I've ever visited. Shout out Bitcoin country. Doing big things. And of course, President Bukele. Also some other posts. Hash precedes the price. As I mentioned, the Bitcoin price follows the hash rate. Off the back of the news that the Bitcoin just hit a record high 1 zettahash for the very first time in Bitcoin history. Bitcoin dominance hits levels not seen since 2020 as the altcoins melt down. That's right. The Bitcoin dominance just achieved 62.5% dominance. Ether dominance, the lowest I have seen it in years. Japan is down 10%. Bitcoin is down 6%. Decoupling back on the menu. Bitcoin withstood the fifth worst two-day window for stocks since 1945. Barely even flinched. Good reminder. Also just in, Japanese Prime Minister says he's ready to visit the U.S. to negotiate tariffs with President Trump. Apparently, Trump is not budging. Some were anticipating Trump to change his stance, but it seems he's doubling down. No, this isn't a crypto meme coin. This is the Japanese stock market. Look at that. Straight up plummeting. So it'll be an interesting discussion with the Prime Minister of Japan and the Trumpster. Someone put here, to be clear, if China's yuan, which is their local currency, has an abrupt devaluation, it'll be due to the China running out of dollars to defend the artificial peg against the US dollar. China desperately needs a strong yuan to support the imports of crude, LNG, and food daily. Max is calling for a crash. He says, bring it. You call this a storm? You ain't seen nothing yet. Also, Taiwan announced to intent to eliminate all tariffs and trade barriers to the U.S. by using the Mexico and Canada trade agreement as a blueprint. Taiwan joins Israel, India, Cambodia, and Vietnam, indicating a desire to eliminate all tariffs. And meanwhile, GameStop CEO holding $6 billion in cash, looking at Bitcoin below 80 Gs. You already know. And of course, that's the documentary film they made on Pablo Escobar. I remember seeing that when it came out, but nonetheless, I actually got to visit Escobar's grave and tombstone. I did the Escobar tour. I used to live in Medellin, Colombia. If you don't know, now you know. El Poblado, baby. But welcome, everyone, to the stream. This is the Q&A segment. We just finished our featured story. Close to 1,900 people here. I'm going to stick around for a bonus hour. So this is your opportunity to get your comments read out loud. And for those that don't know, the commenting is coming from the YouTube stream over at cryptonewsalerts.net. I would never purchase $1 million car. Hellcats are only 140,000. Right on. So even as a billionaire, that's my question. If you were a billionaire, would you justify spending $1 million out of your 1,000 millions on a vehicle? Yay or nay? It hit 1 zettahash. The price will be nuts. Exactly. There's about 50 countries that are already talking about zero net tariffs on the U.S. It's working as intended. Right on, Oracle. Totally bad idea, though, says Adam. Voltaire, a famous French philosopher, stated back 1720, all fiat currency eventually returns to its intrinsic value, zero. Hard to argue with that. Hard to argue with that. But it was the origin of the wealth for the U.S. for the last motherfucking 50 years. 50 years, baby. Now, some cars cost multiple millions. Tate's always bragging about the Bugatti. $5 million for a Bugatti. $5 million for a Bugatti. Crazy. Bitcoin will rise. Right on. Bitcoin shall rise. The dawn of a new day. And again, welcome everyone joining us. This is the Q&A segment. What it do, family? If you're just joining, haven't said hello, be sure to drop a comment in the live chat. Again, I'm going to stick around to the top of the hour. Maybe we'll play some music videos just for some entertainment, jam out to some Chandy music. And if you guys can comment and quote the stream, always greatly, greatly appreciated. Shout out Panda the Prophet. I reposted you, brother. Shout out James LC, Bella Luca. I'm going to make sure to repost you guys from my BTC News Alerts account right now. I bought a boom. I bought a Bitcoin. There we go. And for those that don't know, this is my secondary backup account on X. It's BTC News Alerts. My main account I'm streaming from right now is Crypto News Yes, because Crypto News Alerts was too long of a username, so I had to choose something else initially when I created the account. But this is the new one. It's just BTC News Alerts. You'll notice it's new because it only has 288 followers. Joined January of 2025. When I was in Bitcoin country, I had the idea, let's create a backup X account called BTC News Alerts. I can't verify it because for those that don't know, if you have multiple accounts, you're not allowed to verify a secondary account. It just is what it is, but it is my real account and I do check it and I'm very active and make sure you guys are following it. I appreciate it. No way I'd flex if I was a billionaire. I would do it from the shadows. Smart man. Have you noticed it's people with very little money that want to pretend they have a lot of money, so they have the need to flex. But if you're a true billionaire, you're probably in the shadows because you don't want everyone to know your private business. That's just the way it is. Typically, not all the time. Of course, there's, outliers. But typically, people with very little money want to make it, hey, I'm a big shot. I have all this money. Maybe they'll have a fake Rolex on or something like that. Some big old chains, whatever. They want people to perceive them as wealthy. But true wealth, you're not going to catch Max Kaiser rocking a big gold chain or a fancy, Rolex. Not that there's anything wrong with it, respect. You can spend your money however you wish, but oftentimes, the more money you have, typically, the smarter you are about things. You don't want to become a target, right? You don't want to get murdered and robbed over wearing a watch. That's retard level thinking, right? Just remember, Clinton entered the NAFTA, the North America Free Trade Agreement, says Greg. It's a Dodge Ram Hemi. Nice, 4x4. I love my Ram. It saved my life. Wow. And if I had been in any other vehicle, it would have been thrown out of the vehicle. They're massive, right? So you like the big vehicles? Bitcoin will rise. Pretty low bitty going up forever, Laura. But here's what we're going to do. We'll play a couple. Maybe I'll pick 2 music videos, and then we'll continue. Thank you, Fairground. I just saw your comment, brother. Make sure I'm following you back. I am following you back, and I just reposted the bada boom. I bought a Bitcoin. But yeah, we're going to play a couple of music videos, and we'll continue with the chat. So just give me a second to pull it up. We're going to do ADGs first, just because we're so close to recapturing ADGs.
Give us sexy little shivers. We are the makers and takers, but we orange pill, which makes us the givers. Paying it forward, ADGs not too late. Don't ignore us, ADGs, take the life-saving bait. ADGs filling our cup, we're dragons that slay. BTC up, now and here we are at 80K. We slid our way to 80K. Ding, ding, I love the rise and the dying and the bitty pretty Bitcoin. November 2024, the highest Bitcoin price action ever rolled since the inception of the Genesis block. Pushing the way to 80K, no roadblocks. Hodlers are not surprised, not shocked, but bang, bang, bang like a B-52. We built a bitty-stacked revolutionary love shack. Bang, bang on the door, baby, Bitcoin's here, we're bitty-stacked. Welcome to the 80s and the 80Gs, 80 business. Don't be a punk while we BTC rock in the 80s. 80Gs, that is. We're a mix of aces and perfect tens. We're blackjacks, we don't bend. We hodl winning hands to the end. Like Wyatt Earp, Eastwood, and Doc Holliday. We're outlaws holding our biddies close to our chest. By BTC, just try it, make our day. We're Bitcoin jocks from the wild, wild west. Know when to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding. Bitcoins are ripping like a new Scottie Pippen. 80Gs, we're royalty, bitty kings and queens. Our kingdom has come, we've been manifesting. We're raising up the bitty like Gohan. We live in a hodl house, we play chess and we're not the pawn. We're raising the roof now. Big bad wolf who? Oh no, he's gone, cause he was the pawn. Sorry, I'm being late. We're built tougher than bricks, ready and coming at 'em. We're strategic and steady, no rush, 5th level ready. 80 G's on our way to 1 mil. The name of the game is hodl, take an orange pill. Like a squirrel we hodl, we store. Peanut, you got a twisted deal, we're gonna hodl more in memory of you. Nipsey will too. 80 G's is exciting now, but a future memory. It's a USA saving, T-pump moment in Bitcoin history. Bitcoin is going up forever, that's no mystery. This roller coaster ride is not for the weak, but it is exhilarating, built for prosperity, not misery. Bitcoin price discovery is in play. Higher numbers are on the way. Just do your best, it is not too late. You will be blessed, have a little faith. Leave the rest to Satoshi and God. Think of Moses and the rod. Think of Satoshi and free and Ross. Bitcoin doesn't have to be your future loss. Bitcoin doesn't have to be your future loss.
You can lead a horse to the water, but you can't make it drink. Hodl, hodl, hodl. Study up, pray and think. Don't miss your lifeboat. Take an orange pill, this isn't Play-Doh. Use your God-given free will. Biddy up, make dough. Price discovery is more than a name. It's a rare phenomenon. Bitcoin is a patient man's game. Beyond dream on your yesterday's way. Bring me a biddy glow. But bang, bang, bang. Like a B-52, we built a biddy stats. Revolutionary luck shack. Bang, bang on the door, baby. Bitcoin's here, we're biddy stacked. Welcome to the 80s and the 80 G's. Biddy business, don't be a punk while we BTC rock in the 80s. 80 G's, that is.
Bring me up, biddy glow. Price discovery, yeah, let it show. Bang, 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 like a B-52, we built a biddy.
Stacked revolutionary love shack. Blue stacking sats like it's Max and Stacy. Stacking sats cause tax is crazy. I'm stacking sats cause the IMF hates me. Stacking sats cause the haters don't faze me. No Diddy, no Jay-Z. Stacking the biddy like it's Nipsey and JV. Stacking the biddy like it's paper and Chandy. Stacking BTC like caffeine in my canteen. Life is a game of chess that makes biddies the damn queen. Stacking BTC till they cancel me and I can't stream. Like Biggie, it was all a dream. Now the biddy has set me free.
Going, 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 let's biddy up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Hodl, how strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding.
I've always been a rapper, honky cracker, but now I'm a pastor, Bitcoin stacker. Now I'm a master of the Bitcoin standard. Hit 'em up faster than the Bitcoin panda. You can't touch me with your shitcoin flow. Like, do you even Bitcoin, bruh? Let me know. Welcome to the Bitcoin show. Now listen up closely, low-key. Stacking BTC like Satoshis. In El Salvador with my Bitcoin broskies. Raising up the biddy like Gohan. Living in a hodl house, we're not the pawns.
Going, 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 let's biddy up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Hodl, how strong, yeah, we built it this way. No one to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding.
Bitcoin's dripping like a new Scottie Pippen 80 G's. We're royalty, biddy kings and queens, manifesting the kingdom that's finally come. Playing chess moves, checkmate, we won.
We're raising the roof in El Salvador. Freedom flows, IMF can't hold us no more.
Stacking BTC like Tate versus the BBC. Stacking the biddy like BTC OGs. Stacking BTC on Lightning with no fees. Stacking BTC like Snoop Dogg rolls weed. Stacking BTC like Scarface with a nosebleed. Stacking BTC like Shinobi, nobody knows me. Stacking BTC like everyone owes me. Stacking BTC like Max and John McAfee. Stacking BTC, accumulating sats so rapidly, so happily. Stacking BTC so casually, no casualties of galaxies around Earth fallacies. Stacking BTC on a flat Earth with no gravity. Stacking BTC cause Bitcoin is your majesty. Going, let's bid it up, babe. Bang, bang on the door, baby, never let it fade. Huddle house strong, yeah, we built it this way. Know when to hold 'em, yeah, we're holding, never folding. Bitcoin glow, stack it up, let it show. Price discovery, patience, game on, let's go. Biddy up, Roger out. We're changing the world, there's no doubt. Bitcoin glow, stack it up, let it show. Price discovery, patience, game on, let's go. Biddy up, Roger out. We're changing the world, there's no doubt.
Bada boom. Let me know what you think of the music videos. Definitely some of my favorite Chandy tracks of all time right there. ADG's legendary, of course, and probably the best video we have seen thus far as the AI is concerned. Next level. And then, of course, the throwback Max and Stacy from the event, from the Max and Stacy Invitational back when I visited Bitcoin Country, which was in January. Time's really flying, Already April, here we are. But yeah, those are two of my favorite songs. Let me know your thoughts, and hopefully you enjoy the videos. And make sure you guys are following Chandy. Subscribe to her channel at Chandy10 Music, and make sure you're following her over on X. She now has a catalog of over 4 hours of Bitcoin music, which we play exclusively here. And the majority of her songs do have fantastic music videos, just like you've watched, that go along with the music in which we commonly play here on the stream. So if you don't know, now you know. Game on. Shout out Chris Robinson. What a do, broski. Fairgrounds is awesome. Glad you enjoyed it. AI videos getting good. Yeah, she's getting so good. Like leaps and bounds good. Like every one. I remember when she created the Plan A, B, C, D, E. I was like, wow, next level. Such a good video. Still one of my favorite songs. And then when she hit us with the ADGs one, I'm like, whoa. Like, incredible, mind-boggling. My husband says that if Bitcoin drops to 10,000, we'll put it all into, since we both know it will go up quickly after that. Nice. When you say all in, put what all in? Like just ultimately anything you own. But yeah, I swear, if Bitcoin went, probably I'd start entertaining the idea of mortgaging my house for cash and buying all Bitcoin with it. If we approach 50,000, I'd start contemplating it. Yeah, I mean, get back to the Bitcoin I spent on the Bitcoin back loan years ago. Like, why not? But yeah, so I'm highly skeptical. I don't think we go below 69. And if we did, I think it would be like a temporary blip where it's like we touch 60 and then we just shoot right back up to 70, 80. But what do I know? Again, all speculation. There's no telling what the markets are going to do, how the markets are going to react, or what big news or what's going to be happening. But we'll soon see. I mean, but I think there'd be so many big whales who would do something similar. They're just sitting on the sidelines waiting for a low price. Like, don't you think Michael Saylor's like grinning from ear to ear right now? Like, yeah, baby, we're going to buy another 40,000 Bitcoin at this price. And so there's only so much Bitcoin to go around. That's why I'm highly skeptical that we go down that low. Yeah, I mean, if it hits 10,000, I'm selling all 3 of my cars. Yeah. Start walking to work. Get ready for the pullback. And again, welcome everyone. We've got 2,000 people on the stream. We're chilling. I'm going to stick around for another 30 minutes. We finished the news segment, some good stories and conversation, and now we're just chilling. 10 G's. Yeah, everyone has a price level where they liquidate everything they know of and just buy Bitcoin. Yeah, I mean, think about it this way. When's the last time we saw a 10,000 price action? Correct me if I'm wrong. I think it was all the way back in 2020. Again, we were 9,000, and then Novid hit, and then we dropped to 4 ballpark, and that was the bottom, very short-lived. I know I seized that moment buying the dip. And since then, again, 1 year later, we were 60,000. So from 4,000 to 60,000 in a 12-month span from 2020 of March. And you can look this up. I already did the math, confirmed it, and I remember it because I lived it and I stream every day. But from March of 2020 to March of 2021, the bottom was 4,000. The height was 60,000. And then a few months later in November, we peaked at 69,000. So in 18 months, we went from 4,000 to 69,000. 4,000 to 69,000 in 18 months previous cycle. I mean, the only reason that the markets are down is that the big names are punishing Trump for his economic policy. Well, screw those big names. Michael Saylor buying the biddy? In my opinion, yes, but they did announce they didn't buy any last week. My guess, he probably knows the tariffs are going to drop the market even lower. My speculation. Because typically every week he buys, posting the Saylor tracker, and then on Monday announcing it. But this is the first week in a long time he didn't pull the trigger, and he said they didn't buy any more Bitcoin. What up, fam? Palm Beach in the building. Shout out Mexico Huddle. What it do? And again, welcome everyone joining us this fine, fantastic Monday. And reminder, 4 p.m. stream all week, even Friday, because my daughter has a half day of school. So we'll stick to 4 p.m. literally all week, including Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So the entire week will be a 4 p.m. stream. And then I think it's spring break. Wow, that's right. Spring break until the 21st, at least here in Puerto Rico. So we get to stick to our 4 p.m. schedule for a long time. We don't have to switch back to 1 p.m., which is pretty cool. So just make note of it, 4 p.m. all week for the next couple of weeks. I am back just talking to my son. Right on. Welcome back, Short Coin, and shout out the sun.
I said, empty your mind. Be formless, shapeless.
Like Bitcoin.
Which one's the best crypto asset? Well, Bitcoin's the best crypto asset. Okay. What's the second best? There is no second best.
I'm not saying I'm number one. I'm sorry, I lied. I'm number 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5.
Who lost in the stock markets? The top 1%. The companies that have lost the most are multinational companies.
There's no second best crypto asset. There's a crypto asset. It's called Bitcoin, right?
The point is,
if you have the superior asset, it's going up forever, Laura.
Forever.
Pump it up, don't you know? Pump it up. You've got to pump it up.
What's Pelosi doing? What's her latest stock moves? Did she liquidate everything and put it in a stable coin? Let me know. Tell him, Michael.
I'm the best ever. There's no one that can match me. I'm the most brutal and vicious and most ruthless champion there's ever been.
Mikey Tyson there. All the legendary folks are Mikeys. Michael Jordan, Michael Tyson, Michael Jackson, Mikey Saylor. Crazy how that is. The people who have billions now are down 1 billion. Yeah, I find it hilarious because, all the high net worth individuals, like when they're asked, how much are you down? Like, Aiden Ross, I saw a clip earlier. And he's like, I think it was someone was interviewing him. They're like, how has the stock crashed? Oh, it affected me big time. He's like, I'm down 8 figures. Yeah, I mean, if you have, it's safe to say, I mean, if you're worth 100 million or more, then you're down 8 figures on this crash. Naturally, right? Ruthless Bitcoin stacker. Exactly. So true. My son had the song Regulators. So awesome. I don't have it saved because we're always on YouTube and I can't play that one on YouTube. I get hit with the copyright all the time. That's why I stopped playing it. Keynesian economics, debt economics are what drove the entire world to the brink of insolvency. We're going back to an economic model. That makes sense. Be better. Be a Michael. Yeah, man. Who's the greatest Michael of all time? Let me know. I'm sure we all have our own personal preference. Some would say Mike Jackson. Some would say Mike Tyson. Some say Mike Jordan. Some say Mike Saylor. Let me know. And if I'm missing a legendary Mike, which should be included in that mix, like Big Mike, Big Mike Obama, let me know. Man, they are all legends, though. It's like hard to compare one to the other. All different niches, obviously. But yeah, definitely Mike Jackson, the king of music. Michael Jordan, the king of basketball. Mike Tyson, the king of boxing. And Saylor, the king of the Giga Chats. Archangel Michael, there you go. I haven't thought of that one. Shout out to the Archangel. Mike Jackson. I missed Mike Jackson. May he rest in peace. It's sad. I watched a documentary on the doctor that ultimately poisoned him. I think it was like an inside job. I know his own family believed that too. I think it was LaToya who came out and spoke about it. And you know what's sad? That the doctor responsible, he only got like like a slap on the wrist. He got like 3 years in prison or something. It wasn't serious. Michael Myers, the king of Halloween. Crazy, right? My sister-in-law was down $200,000, need an orange pillar. Her husband passed away and left her $2 million. Oh, wow. In cash or stock? And when you say down, just meaning in a stock, I would assume. Someone show a picture on X of a fat Michael Jackson. I never saw the fat Michael Jackson. But personally, I believe a lot of the child stuff was bullshit to get money from him and to villainize him because he was exposing like Tommy Manolo, like the Sony executive back then, and a lot of the bad things in the world. Remember the track he made? They don't really care about us. He did a lot of things for humanity, in my opinion. I think they pointed the finger at him. Meanwhile, probably all the people pointing the finger at him were the ones running the, child trafficking things. They, I think, used him as the scapegoat. In my opinion, I could be completely wrong. Now, Michael Jackson once visited my parents' restaurant when I was a kid. So we always looked up to Michael. We lived in Solvang, and a lot of famous people lived in that area, including Oprah. She lived in Santa Barbara. I don't know where the hell she lives now. Hopefully in a different country, right? JV and Stocks right on. His kids believe it was an inside job. Yeah, I believe it was an inside job as well. It's very sad. When a legend dies so young, it's just unacceptable. He told the truth and they unalived him. I agree. I believe that. And even some of the children who allegedly, made the wild claims when they were young, they have now come out and said their parents put them up to it because their parents were either paid by forces of evil to create these charges against him and villainize him, or the family is just that greedy. It's like, yeah, take our child to the Neverland Ranch and we're going to sue you and create charges that you touched them, and probably convinced, sad, weaponizing something like that. But again, just my opinion. Michael, I think we all loved Michael growing up. Great music, legendary music. JV, really? Michael Jackson visit your parents? Yes. A lot of famous people came to the restaurant. It was called Blondie's Diner and Rackety Rack at the time. Rackety Rack was the pool hall / arcade, and it was connected to the diner. And we also had a sports bar. We had a bunch of businesses all connected to one another. And it was the happening place, like in the town. So like tennis player Jimmy Connors would come there often. My brother and I were friends with his son. Some actors and such. Bo Derek used to come to the restaurant. But this is when I was like very young. On the main street. I don't remember the exact address there. I even remember people used to take horses to the restaurant because I don't even know what they're called, but the poles you can tie your horses at. But it was like that kind of town, like old school. Michael walked out so Diddy could run. Minecraft movie outperformed Snow White. Yeah, so Minecraft, my daughter wanted to go. It came out Friday, If she didn't get to see it with her mom, I'm sure I'll be taking her this week when I pick her up. But yeah, Minecraft, obviously, it's biggest video game next to Roblox. So I would imagine it performed very well. I don't know who produced that. I hope it's not Disney, because I don't want to support Disney. Got to pick up the car later. Later, y'all. Pick up the car. Make sure someone starts the car for you, just in case it explodes. Like, what movie was that? Was that in Heat? It's like the mafia guys. They always make someone start the car for them, just in case. Just in case. Snow Brown sucks. I've read the reviews. I probably have no desire to ever watch it, though, so I'm not going to be watching it. I can still moonwalk. Wow. I could never moonwalk. So you one-up me. We need to stay at Flying Flags in Solvang. What's Flying Flags? I'm not familiar with that. Is it like a hotel or a resort? And I haven't been back to Solvang since we left. And I was in 5th grade when we left. We moved to Florida when I started 6th grade. So I was in school in, I left 5th grade, yeah. No, it wasn't Disney. Disney is getting wrecked. Good. Not a fan of Disney or Bob Iger or whoever. Woke agendas they're pushing. Disney already owns everything. They even own like the UFC with their parent company. I think the name is Ari Emanuel or something like that. All Jewish leaders control the world. My dad knows the guy who filmed the real car bombing that the movie was based on. Are we talking, was it Casino that I referenced earlier? Where there was like something in the whip that prevented the character De Niro plays, Sam Rothstein. He starts the car, and that particular model had something underneath the seat that prevented him from dying. So he like started the car, it started a fire, and he got out. Any other car model would have just exploded. So that car saved his life, ironic enough. That's crazy. Your dad knows the guy who filmed the real car bombing. JV, watch the movie Sideways. It was filmed in Solvang, a wine movie. Well, I'll have to check that one out. Yeah, I never saw that. Cool. It'll bring back memories. I do remember Solvang. Like, I used to drive my bicycle to school. It was one of the safest cities. My parents felt completely safe, me as a kid, going anywhere on my own. So all my friends either had skateboards or rollerblades or bicycles. I was always bicycle, and I'd always take my bicycle to school. We had a bike trail. Our house, I lived at 1899 Old Mission Drive. You can actually probably, what is it called? Zillow it and look it up. I think I shared that once before. And I remember they built the bike trail into the town, and we could just take our bicycle right, where the driveway is into the trail, and it would take you right into the heart of the town, and our school was like 5 minutes. Very convenient. And I remember everyone had the family bicycles. It was like that type of old school town. The hitching post had the best wine. See, I was too young to experience wine then, but I do remember like a brilliant pickle shop that had all the exotic pickles. Or I'm sorry, not pickles, my bad, olives. And I also recall Split Pea Anderson's, which I heard was going out of business, but they were known for having the best split pea soup, and they used to advertise on billboards all over in California. The Split Pea Anderson's. I don't know if it's still open, but I recall going there often. I also remember playing Keno, which was like a gambling thing at the grocery stores where you watch the numbers on the screen. So this is all the shit I was doing as a kid. Gambling, playing pool, shooting hoops. In our arcade, we had all the, basketball games and shit. That's how I got good. If I ever went back to Cali, I would have moved to Solvang, small town vibes. Yeah, it was a nice town. And then I remember when they built the Santa Ynez Casino. That was around the time we left after the casino was built, probably within a year after. I remember a lot of my friends were the Chumash Indians. That was like an indigenous people that lived there. I remember the Santa Ynez Valley. I remember the old Western shootouts they used to do. It was pretty lit. Good place to grow up. Shout out Nippinator. He's obviously showing off right now. Needs more attention, apparently. You're cute, little Nippinator. Split P Anderson's popular. Yeah, is it still? Someone told me they were going out of business. If I ever went back, right on. But anyways, fam, again, welcome everyone joining us. We got 2,100 people on the stream. That's a blackjack, baby. And speaking of blackjack, I figure I play a little bit of the blackjack jam.
I've got a pretty bitty feeling. 110K to 111K, get that dealer to dealing.
It's time for the blackjack jam.
Let's play. I hold a bitty hand, bro, stacking sats, no turning back. Chips on the table, sats in the stack.
Oh, the best Pinot Noir. Wine is insolving. Awesome. So cute. Shout out Moon Girl. Good to have you here. Smash time. Cheers. Time for the blackjack jam.
Bitcoin stacking is a high stakes game. We have $1 million claim. We know we already won. That's why we hodl strong, never fold. Got no poker faces on. We got that blackjack destiny.
It's a Sashi lunar dream. We hit 110 as green candles took over the sky.
If there's only 10 likes on YouTube, there's something seriously wrong. I quit. This is my last show, fam.
Rockets are taking off. Planes are on standby.
Tonight the sky is reserved for VIPs on BTC powered rockets. What a rush. We have a seat at the table but never need to bluff.
Yeah, exactly. Nippinator's a true ladies man, a true gentleman, or we say a gentle pup.
Yeah.
Flip the next card, biddy boom, 21's the score. Blackjack, baby, a 10 is up on the table. I'm sensing divine intervention. Now dealer, please flip an 11.
Blackjack, baby, 21's the score. 110 to 111, we're begging for more. A perfect 10 matched with a sexy ace. Time to ascend, we're destined for outer space.
Now that's a doing, 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 doing winning pair. 79, baby. 80 G's incoming.
That's an sexy doing winning pair.
24 likes on YouTube, still unacceptable. If there's anything less than 100 likes, I'm doing something wrong, apparently.
Bitcoin astrology is in the air.
Considering there's 2,100 people watching collectively, but I understand also that probably 1,800 of you guys are on X right now. So we need more people to flow into the YouTube, cryptonewsalerts.net, just to smash the like. Again, if we don't get the likes up, that's why we get no exposure, and it sucks. On YouTube, at least.
The dealer's sweating, fiat bankers folded. They tried to bluff. Bitcoin's the ace. Humanity wants to heal. It's had enough. Through dips, pumps, and bends, we held our biddy hand. 10 and 11, we're on a winning streak. The biddy can't be beat.
Hit me again, I'm buying more sats cause biddy is a perfect bet. BTC isn't a gamble, it's a perfect money.
Yeah, we got over 1,900 on X. So out of the 2,100 people, almost all of you are on X. So we got to get some YouTube love as well. If you guys can head to the channel, cryptonewsalerts.net, direct link, just to smash the like and show the algorithm who's boss.
An asset, generational wealth, yeah, our future set.
Doing. Biddy has the green light. The biddy coaster's on an uphill climb. It's a hodl gang thriller ride. Pretty biddy looking drippy with that orange glow. BTC goes doing, it's lit, so legit.
How about a little Bitcoin presidents? My B, I was driving, I smashed the like. Well, thank you, Josh. Better late than never. It's all good. Anytime you can hit the like, it helps. And if you get the opportunity to like the stream on YouTube, it's only going to help with that algorithm. Like I said, if we don't get at least 100 likes right off the rip, it's like it gets penalized, shadow banned. No new people see it, only current subscribers. And it gets worse because not even everyone who has notifications turned on gets notified. Otherwise, we'd have 10 times more people watching on YouTube. Think of it this way. We have close to, I don't know, close to 80,000 subs. I don't know, 75, 80,000. I don't even keep track anymore. But if we have 75,000 subs and we can't even get 100 people on YouTube or 200 people, that means most of you guys are not even being notified when we go live. And that's a part of the problem as well when you're shadow banned. The good news here is we're back in the green and we're approaching 80,000. Say goodbye to the 70s. That 70s show. Adios.
Trump and Bukele make their stand. A survivor alliance, a best in the world leader, kind of highest. Baby alliance. Borders locked, planes in the sky. Prison they earned, a lesson they learned, least they...
Here's an interesting topic of conversation. Guest blows Joe Rogan's mind when he reveals that China has already genetically modified children. Oh, do you think I'll shut up. Biotech founder Ben Lamb explained how Chinese scientists cloned embryos and then edited them to make babies immune to HIV, but it gets worse. Lamb said their growing debate over whether those same babies were also genetically enhanced to increase intelligence. The science is still unclear, but he warned the intent is very real. He pointed to the Beijing Genomics Institute, a Chinese genetics company that he claims used the COVID pandemic as an opportunity to collect global DNA. I heard that conspiracy as COVID was happening, that all that testing was going to be used to take your DNA and be able to clone you. That's ironic. This is the story. He claimed BGI has openly stated its goal is to sequence as much of the global population as possible in search of genes linked to intelligence and act on what they find. Quoting him here, they are openly saying we're sequencing as much as we can of the world population looking for genes for intelligence. How old are these genetically modified kids now, Rogan asks. Are they already winning chess tournaments? That's an interesting topic of conversation. And speaking of the greatest chess player, Magnus Carlsen is it. But yeah, don't think that's not happening in our home country as well. They've been genetically modifying humans for a very long time. I dare say since the beginning of time. There's theories of the Anunnaki, you know what I mean, altering our DNA. I think high levels of intelligence have known about, the DNA kind of stuff for a long time. It's not like we just figured it out for the very first time. There's some theories where people believe that pigs are mutated, from human DNA as well, which would ultimately mean that pigs are part human, and every time you eat pork, you're really eating human. But I digress. Oh, look, Alex Jones was right again. And they're turning the frogs gay. Unacceptable. No more homo frogs. But they'd never do it to the humans, JV. My brother Dish, so much going on now. It's hard to keep up with everything, even worth what you say. Great job, brother. Right back at you, Nelson. China makes all your drugs scurry. Exactly. Sounds about right. Good day today. Shout out Ethan. Appreciate you, brother. Appreciate supporting the stream. Bitcoin's ripping. That's what's up. We're up now 400 on the day. Let's recapture 80 and say sayonara to the 70s. Do you think the bottom was tapped this morning? 74,420. I'll show you the proof of work via Coinbase. Not making that up to sound cool, but literally it was 74,420 this morning. And we're 79, so we're already up $5,000 from the bottom. And getting a broader perspective for the week. The low, again, 74,420, and the high on the week is 88,530. That's like a $14,000 spread. And then for the month, again, 74,420 bottom, high 88, similar to the weekly. Yeah, hopefully the bottom is in, unless you're looking to stack more sats on the low. Time will tell. Who really foresaw Bitcoin going to test the 70s after we were soaring in January at 109? Wasn't on my bingo card. But yeah, 74,420. Happy 420 for the broskies. Which leads me to believe Bitcoiners are ganja lovers. Because we always see 420 in the price action, like always. Is it me, or does Trump keep putting his pants higher and higher? I'm going to assume this one's using the AI. But I did see the one from last week. I think I posted it with like a funny caption like, "This is a 12-round championship fight, folks. Keep all blows above the belt." This one says, "I would like to speak to the manager." I guess that's one way to cover up a big belly. Funny, right? But that was big news today. I shared earlier. Pakistan appoints Binance founder CZ as their strategic crypto czar. Pakistan, yo. Now, why is LeBron the biggest baby in the sport of basketball? He just pretends to get injured on every play where he don't make it. He's the biggest actor in the game. I watched like a reel for like 3 minutes of him just pretending to be injured when he doesn't get like the ref to do what he wants. Like he'll just be like, "Oh, ooh, oh," and then just fall to the ground. It's like, don't compare that man to Michael Jordan ever, please. I will laugh at you. I have no respect for LeBron. He sold his soul like most of those celebs, unfortunately. He's rotten, pushes all the woke agendas, doesn't stand up for his people, and he's a sissy on the basketball court. That gets no respect. I never saw Michael Jordan one motherfucking time pretend to get injured. Not a single clip that exists where Michael, "Oh, I got injured." Nah. Only LeBron. Only LeBron. So I just don't respect that. It's like a fake athlete. He's an actor athlete. His son can't even play ball, but made it to the NBA just because of his lineage. Sucks. Put me in there. Shit. That's why I don't watch NBA. Sorry. When you got people like LeBron, no respect. Hey guys, I just woke up. Guess the stream is over. Welcome, Serge. You got me ranting on LeBron being a sissy and pretending to get injured in every play he don't make the ball or the basket. Unacceptable. He was a soccer player, and it's probably LeBum. That's what I'm saying, Serge. I was talking about, like, I saw a highlight reel for like 3 minutes of him just pretending to get injured on plays where he don't make the basket. There's no respect in that. Like, Jordan never try to get refs' attention to get things his way. So it's just sad. And basketball's going down the tubes. And I saw another highlight clip in a game where everyone was just airballing it. It's like no one was even getting close. Like, airball. And then the other team attempted a dunk, miss. And then another shot, airball. And I'm just like, how is this happening? I dare say that the NBA players of the past were way superior. And of course, there's exceptions to the rule, but Steph Curry, obviously an exception. But people just airballing, don't get it. How are you in the NBA shooting airballs? How is that even a thing? No one on you, wide open airball. I just don't get it. I'm looking at these highlights. Jeez Louise. But in all fairness, the one I was just looking at was NCAA, but same concept, man. What is this? AI getting out of control? Little Steph Curry? What the hell? They gave this little man a Steph Curry face? I think it's a midget league. That's kind of funny, though. Ghost. And you notice that when they do that with both hands, it's actually satanic. It's the 666 symbology, unfortunately. And you better believe that in the NBA and in sports, they're doing rituals. LeBron does it very often as well, like channeling Satan to the audience. You guys may not pick up on that, but I pick up on that kind of shit. And that's why I just have no respect for LeBron or anyone who pledged allegiance to Satan, pushing the satanic agenda. And that's why Nippinator's licking the gonads again. That's a signal. Just say no to Satan. NBA is not the way it used to be. Agreed. I'll take old school NBA. I mean, back when like Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, Allen Iverson, like all the fucking legends were competing against one another. Muhammad Ali was the best ever basketball player. Maybe so, maybe so. Hand signs, yeah, they do it too often. Yeah, I needed to snap. Remember the Dream Team. That was it the 94 Olympics? They had freaking all the legends on the Dream Team. That was the greatest era, in my opinion. Moon Girl says, Winnie. What about Winnie? Are we talking Winnie the Pooh? Or Winnie from the Wonder Years? Remember the Wonder Years? Wasn't Winnie a thing? You seriously should write a book, please, and thank you. Who you're referring to? Remember the Dream? Yes, I remember the Dream Team. That's back when I used to collect like basketball cards and stuff like that. Had all the greats. Yep. But anyways, fam, the good news here, Bitcoin recovered from the 74 bottom. We're approaching 80,000. 90s were the best for sports and hip hop. No argument. Can't argue there. Exactly. 94, I remember Enter the Wu-Tang came out, changed the game. And I'll never forget that. Sammy Speak. No argument. But anyways, fam, make it a great day. Close to 2,200 people on the stream. Remember tomorrow, same bit time, same bit channel. And yeah, make it a great one. And I'll see you guys very, very soon. And thank you guys for tuning in. I can pull the bitty girls everywhere. What does it require? You just need a Bukele hat. Keep hope alive.
President Bukele, props to you. You got game 100K. Crypto new every day. CNA, yeah.
We don't play, it's Bitcoin slang.
It's the Bitcoin way.
2024 dragons. We don't slay dragons. We are dragons that
slay. Bitcoin 100K, another 100K, another 100K. That's 300K underway, underlay, motherfucking on the way. But did you buy the dip today or did you let it slip away like Cinderella slipper? A 100K Bitcoin grenade, boom a bitty boom. Where El Salvador is going is the place we wanna be. Diddy up the doing, let's get on.